All right, so I just kind of wanted to touch base about a few things. So, um, actually, oh wait, did I write it in here? I did. My journal's here from class. So, I okay. Actually, I'm gonna pause this and go grab my notebook. Okay. All right. I dropped the thing. Decided to fall. So, okay. So, I had been hearing about, I'd been seeing, bits and pieces about the Daniel fast. And I knew that at some point I was going to do a fast. Um, but I wanted to make sure I was doing it for the right reasons. Um, not just to do it just for like myself. The Daniel fast is like you really can surrender a lot, like things that like for me, like I have a very hard time surrendering being in control. And it's like once you realize like you cannot control people, you cannot control, most things, right? Like, but you can control like yourself. Okay. For the most part. So here's another fun fact. I've been struggling with binge eating and sugar addiction for many years. But the binge eating, I think, kind of goes hand in hand with the sugar, because when your body becomes like overgrown with candida yeast, it like triggers that brain like get more sugar because that's what it's craving, that's what feeds it. And so I was super nervous, but I really wanted to do this. And so a friend of mine had referred another friend over to talk to me about like some health stuff. And like I had been pursuing, like I wanted to get involved in something in like holistic nutrition, because I've been struggling with a lot of those issues forever. And so I was like, oh, what better than to like help people with that? And so like once I was done with this church program, I was going to get involved into like holistic nutrition. Well, I watched this lady's video, and she like talked about how she was like pursuing the health field and all these things, and she did this fast and she surrendered her desires for her career, for her future, her like everything, and realized like God said that she wasn't supposed to be chasing those those dreams, those goals, those career whatever. So for me, it hit me really hard the other day when the girl started talking to me, and all of a sudden I just felt like completely overwhelmed, and I was like, it hit me that I really actually don't know as much as I pretend I know. Like, I have a lot of experience, so I can refer like what worked for me. Like with gastritis, like I took slippery elm that helped coat the lining of my stomach. I could only take it for like 3 days because I was allergic to it, so then I would get like upper respiratory, so like I had to be careful. DGL, that's another good one. Getting the DGL without the the active ingredient that raises your blood pressure. So like there's like things that you like learn, and then you're like, okay, I want to help people. But then like it just hit me, and I was like, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be the person that people go to because like I really don't know everything, and there's so much more tied to it. Like, it's not just the food. Like, with issues that people deal with, there's a root cause. And so with the root cause, you have to figure out what that is. So for me, a lot of my issues stemmed from past traumas that I needed to heal from. So I spent the night journaling out every name and situation that I could think of that I needed to ask God for forgiveness from, be it had been premarital sex or somebody who wronged me, who I held on to, asking God for forgiveness, forgiving them and forgiving myself. And so I spent the whole night journaling and doing that with the Lord. And then so moving forward, when I was contemplating, I wanted to, like, I had been seeing it, but it really wasn't clicking with me this fast. And then I started to get like really into it. And then I watched like that lady's testimony, and I was like, oh, like this sounds amazing. And then I didn't know how. I mean, I literally had to go through my cupboards and throw away Oreos and cookies and junk, and the healthier stuff that I couldn't eat, I put in a bag and put in a tote in my storage unit, because like I was like, I just spent money that I don't have on food that I'm not throwing away. Oreos, $2, screw it, I'll throw it away. And they weren't even that good anyways. There were some weird like cookie dough ones. I was super, okay, I'm gonna tell you. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so it was all right, so I had journaled on Sunday, January 24th. What a day for being faced with some truth. And I wrote out my name, and I said, I do not know everything or close to knowing this. So this is what I journaled when that like all like hit me super hard, when I realized like I actually don't know everything I like think I do. Have to be wise in my own eyes, right? Like that verse kept playing in my head, and I was like, so I do not know, everything or close to knowing. Sorry, I write in cursive, and like I can read it when I'm writing it, and then once it's down, it's like a struggle. I am not God. I cannot help you. I cannot heal you. I am surrendering my thoughts and feelings, that I am smarter and wiser, knowledgeable about any of it, life, people, health, whatever. I said I'm done. It is not my domain. I need to stop thinking of myself more holier than I ought. I just want to sink away from everyone and everything and be left alone and focus on God. It's painful to be faced with such truth, but instead of being knocked down off a pedestal in front of people to be laughed at, mocked, and ridiculed, God gently grabs me as I am boasting and preaching, kicking and screaming, and gently sets me down on the palm of his hand and smiles at me and just waits until I shut up. So could you imagine? And he's just staring at me, and he's like, I still love you. It's just him and I. A gentle nudge, understanding washes over me. I want to hide and cry. Honestly, I want to run far away and fall into his arms and apologize. I then start dropping everything at his feet like it's poison and running in the other direction. I was like, nope, take it all. I'm done. I don't want this. I get it. I don't know anything about anything. Like, it was a rough day, I'm not gonna lie. So then I wrote Daniel Fast goals. So as I'm like trying to navigate, like I'm like, all right, like this is what people are saying, this is what they've done, this is what I want to get out of it. So I was like, I surrender these at your feet. I fully surrender you being in control of my life, my career, my life goals, binge eating, my eating habits, my health as a whole, my future husband. Please guide and lead me through this fast. Bring to my attention what you are asking me to surrender that I haven't yet, and how to do so, and open my eyes, ears, heart, and soul so that I may be receptive to your words, answers, help, guidance, teaching, leading, and all else. Like, I just want to cover all the bases. Please help me to seek forgiveness from you or anyone or anything I need help to forgive and heal from any and all past trauma I need healing from. I want to do this your way. And so that was in the morning on 1/26/21. I dated it. Because I don't even know what day it is anymore. Okay. What is today? Amy's birthday, 27th. So no, that was the 26th. That was yesterday. Okay, so I wrote down. I gotta find my notes from. I don't know if these are what because that was Sunday. And then Monday. Okay, so either way, like, I don't know what I did with Monday. I don't know if that was Monday. I don't know what day it is. What is today? Is today Wednesday? Anyways, so I had journaled out in the morning. Oh, here we go. Is this it? No, I don't know. I had journaled out in the morning on Monday, and that might have been it. Because I can't check my phone to see. I'm going to see. 27. Is it Wednesday? Yeah. Tuesday. So Monday. So it would have been the 25th. I don't have my other journal. Either way, now it's going to bother me because I can't find it. I journaled really good stuff. I'm going to pause it again and see if I can grab my other journal. Oh, I got shocked when I touched my phone. Okay, so I want to find what I journaled on Monday. Oh, no. Monday, but not that Monday. I don't know. Okay, so whatever. I can't find it. Either way, I was praying and asking God, which I might have got my dates wrong, but I was like, please help guide me and lead me through this. Bring to my attention what you are asking me to surrender that I haven't yet, how to do it. And so there was I wasn't sure how to start, how to do, like, I just knew that I had to cut out sugar, added sugar, well, like, yeah, technically sugars, added sugars, carbs for the most part. So pretty much it is vegetables, like grain, like seed grain kind of things, like quinoas and stuff, and water. And I was like, okay, so get rid of all the junk. And so then I went to class on Monday, and we go to chapel in the morning, and we do like activations and stuff like that. And so it was literally like, I love when God does this for me. Like, oh my gosh, like he just answers my questions. So, okay, yeah, so I wonder if it's because I typed it all out. I think I did. It's on my laptop. I know this is annoying for everybody. I highly doubt my laptop's even charged. Point is that God was telling me, or answering all of my questions about this Daniel fast. And I was like, I don't know how to, I know what I need to do. Like, I know what I need to do and not do. But, like, when it came to, like, the really getting in touch and connection with him, I had no clue, like, how to do it. I was like, I have my daily, like, I do my daily devotions. You know, I get up, I hit my knees, I say the Our Father. I do my daily devotions. And then I started reading my Bible. And I just actually got into Numbers today. I've read Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. Well, I'm on Numbers, but, like, what was really cool, like, through that, like, when I was, like, going through Genesis and stuff, I was writing notes. And so I just had it in my phone, and I would just pick it up really quick and be like, oh, like, how crazy is that? Like, could you imagine being Noah and having to chase around the birds and like, like just thoughts that came in my head. And so, that was really cool. I've been doing that. I would say Leviticus, because all war and a lot of bloodshed with animals, and it was a little much. I was like, Lord, I was like, can we speed through this, please? I was always like concerned like reading it. And I think like Genesis actually wasn't bad to start in, but like Leviticus was like hard to keep reading. But I read through it, and it was like you flipped the page and I was like, oh good, we're on to the next one. So it talks about, I'm gonna read like my notes and my answers. So how does it all change? Right? So if I'm, okay, so me wanting to stop the binge eating, the sugar addiction, get my health in order, get my hormones balanced, just really get in shape and do these things I keep putting off because I'm lazy or whatever, and I just don't think I'm capable. Really bringing forth those things to God and being like, hey, like, I don't trust that you're going to help me not binge eat. I don't trust that you're going to help give me the motivation to do an at-home workout. I don't trust that you have me figured out, right? Like things that we just don't feel like he's capable of for some reason, because we don't know him. So it starts in worship, right? So we move from the carnal man to a spiritual man. And okay, so shows what we desire there. Okay, so Colossians 3 shows what the desires of the heart and thoughts are. Okay, so what are your desires in your hearts, and what are you thinking about if they're not God? And then I need to think deeply about God. I need to shift my eyes off myself and onto Christ. So you know how like when you're trying not to do something and that's your center focus, then you end up doing it because that's your center focus. So instead of me being like binge eat, I'm like, I'm just gonna go read my Bible. And then I'm not thinking about binge eating, and then I don't do it. And it's not like you have to sit and read your Bible all day, every day, but, when you have like, I can easily, I don't want to say kill or lose or waste, because I have a little like exercise bike, and like I'll put my big study Bible up there, and it's like big letters, and I'll read it, and I'll be like, all of a sudden, like 75 minutes on this bike, and I'm like, oh, I should get off of here. Like, it's actually really cool. And then in, the midst, I'll like write stuff down, or I'll speak into my phone and be like, this is what I thought about this. So slow putting to death of a mortgage, old debts, ways, habits, patterns. So we talk about the rhythm of your life, right? What is your natural rhythm? Like when you get up in the morning, how much time do you spend in bed? How much time do you spend in bed on your phone? How much time do you spend, BSing before you get out of bed? And then when you get out of bed, like, what are you thinking about? What are you doing? In between there and work, or between there and whatever, like, what is your natural rhythm? What is your natural rhythm when you don't have to work? And so, like, we sat and journaled that out. So I was like, I get up, I probably hit the snooze button, try to go back to bed. Lately, with my body and, like, everything is shifting and it's all over the place, I'm so tired. So, like, I'll set an alarm for, like, 7, which is, like, 8 hours. And all of a sudden, I'll fall back to sleep. I'm like, holy crap, what time is it? It's, like, 9:30. And I'm like, get up. Like, if I would just get up when my alarm goes off the first time, I wouldn't probably be tired the rest of the day. And then ruin my schedule that I should have had 12 ounces of water down by 7:30 kind of thing. So a process, it's this, all the changing, the shifting, the growing, the becoming, because we're a new creation. Once you receive salvation, you're a new creation in Christ. And that process to start that transformation, it starts in worship. Worship is reading the Bible, listening to Christian music, reading books on Christ. It's a Christ-centered focus. fixing my eyes on him, and he will reveal and guide. So to break the rhythms of the old life, binging, junk food, anger, sleeping in, laziness, complaining, I have to start being intentional. So I do have to make an effort and start the new practices. This popped in my head. I love this. He had said, okay, practice makes progress into a new rhythm. And Nick had always said practice makes progress. I'm like, practice makes perfectly. No, it actually makes progress. And then I had written out practice makes progress into a new rhythm, because it does, because we're shifting from old rhythms into new rhythms. And I did really well for getting up at 6 a.m. For like a week and a half, and then when I quit that job and then I didn't have to do anything or go anywhere for a couple of days, I ate a little bit later, which meant I got a little bit of heartburn, which meant I had to sit up on the couch for a couple hours and then went and laid in bed. And so because of that, I was bed a little later, schedule's all messed up, not getting enough sleep, so then I was sleeping in. And then really considering how these old rhythms are affecting our lives and affecting other people's around us. I was really, really sick on Monday. The previous Monday, the 18th or something. Because I went home. I was super, super, super sick to my stomach. Like, I did not feel good. Like, something I ate affected me after I ate it all the way into the next day. And I don't know, my stomach what was happening? I was so sick. And I was sitting in chapel, and chapel's hot. It's just a room where you can just quietly worship, even though they're usually always working on the elevator, so it's kind of not quiet. It's just a heart posture, and you can do that in what we call chapel, and then we do communion and stuff. But it was so hot in there. I was getting like hot flashes, and I was like, oh my god, like, I gotta go. And I was like, can I do my presentation first? And I was like, I'm gonna go home. Like, I cannot stay here. And I didn't start feeling better until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So class got done at 3:30, And like, I went home about 10:30, and I was like, I just don't feel good. And so really spent the day reading my Bible and just kind of relaxing. And so I've started reading my Bible, and I have noticed like not to say like more of his favor, but like he's communicating with me. So I'm seeking him, and he says, seek and you will find me. And it's really cool, because like it's not a matter of, I don't have to be good or holy or super Christian, like but the fact that I'm making the efforts to actually read the Bible, and that I'm like, oh, this actually isn't terrible. And then I'm actually like conversating with him, and like, these newfound things that I'm like understanding, and, like really making the effort to put on the Christian music, or to make an effort in my health and shift from making food my sole focus and making him my sole focus. Like, he becomes more, like, I feel like you're more in tune to the Holy Spirit, and it's just really cool. Because he loves you regardless, And so, okay, what type of person do I want to be? What type of person do I want to be? And then what type of person do I need to be in order to effectively partner with the Lord? I want to be an overcomer and victorious. Those are the 2 words he gave me, and I'm holding on to those. How do we want to be the person I need to be? By fixing my eyes on who he is and getting the invite from him to be like him. For living like Christ, I'll be healthier, because I understand the importance of taking care of my body and putting him first, and not binge eating. And so there's like, it's a whole, so when you feel like you're spiraling out of control with something, when you start seeking the Lord, you start spiraling, but away from that and into new rhythms, new habits, and new whatever. So you have to catch the vision. So what is your vision? So for me, I want to be healthier. I want to be healthy. Like, I've been sick for 11 years. Like, I'm miserable. And I am doing great. And we're going to get into the Daniel fast in a minute here. So, resolved in my heart to move in this direction. What are the means to do so? My intention is who I want to be, gives me the means to do it. So, God gives me the means to do it. What can I put in place to aid me? So, the right friends group, a mentor, having your Bible, Christian music, you need things to surround you and keep you on track. And so for me, I said no late eating, bed early, up when I wake up, seek him first so that I can hear him and actually get guidance about how to do this fast, and thus how to do life, new me, new practices, grow stronger by having to work. Oh, I love this. So we were talking about old wine roots and how they grow stronger because they have to work harder. And I was like amazing, right? Like we get stronger not because God takes away things or makes it easier on us. We get stronger because he helps us make it through these things that are so tough, and we overcome them. He doesn't just take away the pains and the hurts and the discomforts. Like we get stronger, like a callus, right? And I thought that was amazing. And then the fruit is so developed so that I can supply the. Okay, so then when we, seek him and like the fruit and the branches and them, we produce fruit because we're connected to the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree and the roots. So that's all God. So then we're the branch and we produce the fruit that we can then supply the needs of others. Be it a job or food or clothes or whatever. Let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. How does this idea play into everyday life? Okay. Oh, this was cool. VIM. So vision, intention means VIM. You can Google that. I'll kind of show you something too. And then what is and where is the kingdom of heaven equals wherever God's will and nature is revealed and done and manifested. That was cool. That was a lot. That was my notes. Sorry if they were confusing. So I had went through and I had journaled some things, and like I said, I really didn't know how to do this fast. And then he was revealing to me in all day, which was great. And so, all right, I am 3 days in, and I started it Monday, and I made the mistake of eating oatmeal, and I just don't think oatmeal agrees with me in general like that. Like I'll eat oats, like granola bar oats when I eat straight up oatmeal, but I also mixed it with a smoothie fruit juice. I was like, I'm fun. And then I was like, I already went way beyond my sugar intake, and then I had heartburn all day. And then I had to eat, and then I was like, I don't feel good. And I didn't take a digestive enzyme in time. It was a struggle. So I learned that I need snacks. I already know I need snacks, but I learned I needed snacks. So I did oatmeal in the morning, and I ate a whole bowl of oatmeal, and I portion controlled it. I was like, okay, so I got the half cup, and I put it in there, and I put the juice in there, and I think I put a little bit of hemp seeds, and I made a portion size instead of just looks good, whatever. I'm really trying to stick by daily servings and whatever, and so I had done oatmeal in the morning, and then I took red and orange pepper, chopped them up with spinach, a hemp protein powder, and that was it. That was my lunch. And I was sitting in the classroom. So here's where it gets interesting. So early in the morning, one of the girls in my class had brought in 2 containers of cookies, one being Oreos, one being another chocolate chip cookie that I would have probably binge ate and enjoyed and then felt like crap. I don't. And so I ate lunch, and then everyone was still in the other room, and I went and sat back at the table with my laptop and my phone. I wanted to text my mom because I was like, oh my gosh, this temptation today. And then, so I was looking at the cookies, and no one would know. And I was like, oh, it's fine, don't. So I didn't. And then I, went through the rest of class. God was just speaking heavily to me, just got more answers about things. It was super cool. And then I went to the chiropractor. And apparently it's customer appreciation week. And I walked in and there's like a table full of snacks and a couple of cookies and a fruit bar. And I was hungry and I was like, why? And I was good and I took a fruit bar and I took that fruit bar and it was just blueberries and apple. That's it, bar. Oh God, it was so hard to get it down. It was like choking it down. I was like, this is a terrible idea. So, anyways, I need like 3 salad meals. I need to be full and then have a snack and then be full and have a snack, or just be full. Like my body's still like trying to figure out what is going on. My stomach's still a little jacked up. My throat's a little tore up from like heartburn and stuff. So like I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to like all nuts, but like all nuts. But I will eat cashews and pistachios. I'm just about to venture into almonds. I haven't had almonds in probably 6 years. I cut them out when I had a food sensitivity blood work thing done. They didn't come up on like the allergy skin prick. That was dairy and coffee and a couple other things. So that's the other thing. You can't have coffee or dairy or meat or sugar on this fast. So I don't eat like 90% of that stuff anyway. So it was like, all right, cool. My issue is like the cookies and the junk. And I love to cook. So this is giving me an opportunity to cook things that I can eat that are healthy, that, you know, whatever with this fast. So I'm going to make a green bean casserole. But yesterday I measured out the quinoa and then cooked it with some collard greens and radishes and seasoned the water. Cooked that in a Dutch oven, just let it all soak and simmer, and it was really good actually. I ended up this is where things get fun. So like I looked in my cupboard and I was like, oh, I've got these like coconut wraps, and like one of them was cinnamon, and I was like, I don't see any sugar in this. And so I mixed the cinnamon wrap with my collard green radish quinoa, and I put like a teaspoon of hemp oil in the mix and I put it on the wrap. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually good. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna do that again. And so like I took a half a cup of the quinoa blend and I still had like a whole container full. And in my little cup, I still had like 2 tablespoons left and I was full. And I was like, this is so weird. Because like normally after something like that, like I think my blood sugar just goes crazy and I like eat, seriously. I will eat so much. And I'm like, what is happening? So I don't want to like keep living that way, right? So I was really excited that I've been, you know, God's been giving me the strength and ability to resist the sugary stuff. I did binge eat yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's Wednesday, whatever. So I've actually been on this 3 days and not 2 days. So I went to Trader Joe's today and I was like, look at all the Valentine's cakes and cookies and brownies. And I'm like, I want all of them. And I'm like, no. But I'm really proud of myself because I've been standing my ground. Like, I haven't been giving in. Like, I've been reading and I'm like, is there sugar? And then is there added sugar? And if there's sugar and if it's a natural sugar like fruit, okay, cool. But if there's added sugar, I won't touch it. And I'm like, wow. Like, I'm proud of myself. It's so crazy. Like, it's not me though. It's all God. Like, I don't have the strength or the willpower. Like, it's him. Like, it's me praying and begging and asking and, you know, people praying for me and, you know, for this situation and then really just seeking him first. Like, he's helping to satisfy, you know, those cravings and then cutting out the sugar, like, on the real note, like, cutting out those sugars. Like, I am getting sugar from like the dried fruits that I have. I'm really trying to watch it. I've been entering in everything that I'm eating and seeing because I want to get more fiber than I am sugar. And normally I get like 12 grams of fiber and like 100 and some grams of sugar, and I'm like, get it together. So I was using my plate, and I don't want to pay for the upgrade so I can see what foods. So it is what it is, but I, for the most part, can see how much sugar I've gotten in a daily, and I'm like, but it's amazing because like a lot of just foods you eat in general have sugar in it, like a natural sugar, and you're like, and then considering your carbs, right? Your carbs are convert to sugar in the bloodstream. So if you're doing like 27 grams of carbs, and then you have a sugar in there, and then an added sugar, you're getting like 80 grams of sugar, and that's just like one meal, and it's like, okay. No wonder I have brain fog and yeast overgrowth and just inflammation, and I feel like crap all the time, and I just am miserable. No wonder. Oh, who knew? So they say like after day 3, like if I would have started like 3 days and not had any sugar, like probably would be great. But I started off on rocky ground with like dried fruits and oatmeal and fruit juice, which you can have fruit juice if it's like fresh fruit juice and stuff. I really need to do so. Like in the morning, it should be I do like warm water, and I'll do like 8 to 12 ounces of water in the morning, and then like a juice or a smoothie, uh, and getting that down between the workout and the the worship, and then more water after, and then I eat, and then water after, and then a snack, and then I'm trying to incorporate in to get what is it, 40, it's half my body weight, so I'm like 110, so trying to get at least 50 ounces is like, I'm like, oh, I drank 2 bottles of water, and I'm like, okay, so that was 26 ounces. I'm like, you're still super short of your goal. Like, it's amazing when you start paying attention to things. You're like, oh my gosh, like, I just, ugh. So, intentional living, right? Intentionally drinking the water, intentionally staying away from sugar, intentionally getting in my Bible, really making the effort, and knowing that it's not relying on my own strength. Like, I have to put in the effort to do it, but He's going to help me. Inevitably, it's His strength, and I don't have to worry. He's gone ahead of me. We've already accomplished this, where He's everywhere, but He's already looking at the end goal of me when I'm in shape and I'm healthy and I feel good, and so I've had the time to uh settle. I start work Tuesday the 2nd, and um so I've been doing this based off of not having anything to do all day, getting up at my leisure, showering at my leisure. But I've been getting everything pretty well accomplished before 3 o'clock. So, like, I'm like, why don't I think I have time to do all of this before I go to work? You know? Like, you're like, oh no, I have to spend all day doing absolutely nothing and then getting ready because I have 8 hours before work. But then, like, when I don't work, I'm like, oh, I'm done doing everything, and I wouldn't even have left for work yet. Like, so that's cool. Um, so then it'll be, I don't eat past 6. So after 6 is just like water and stuff. In general, like I just don't eat past 6. Like I want to go to bed. I want to lay flat enough. Like I have like a wedge underneath my mattress that kind of lifts it a little bit. But like, if I have food in my system, it is gonna come up. So I'm good. And I get sick of sitting up on the couch, and then it hurts like everything gets all tight and jacked up, and then I can't breathe because my muscles and it's just the worst. Like, I don't like it. So, how that affects me if I do that, it starts to affect everything. And so I been, so I do the water and drinking the water, I'm reading my Bible, and then after I've read a good amount, I switch to worship music, and then okay, no, it was so read on the bike, warm up, and then switch to worship music, do the arms and legs workout. First round, stop, go make juice or smoothie, whatever. Come back, round 2 of workout. Like, I actually felt the burn today. And then, get the juice down. And then I took a shower. And then I focused on water while I was getting ready. And then after I got ready, it was 45 minutes, whatever, get Jessica ready. And then I made my lunch. And then I took an enzyme with 6 ounces of water to get a little bit of water down. And then I left. Like, I didn't want to sit home and binge because, like, I probably would have. And so I went and I just was like, I don't know where I'm going to go. So, I actually went to a really cool Christian bookstore, and it was super cool. So hard being broke, but so happy because I did get one thing I needed. They're like little magnet bookmarkers. Because, like, what Bible do you get? Even this journal has one. Why does my Bible not have a marker? Drive me crazy. So I got the little magnet ones. I think they said in our discipleship program we're supposed to make some of those. And I'm really anticipating we do because I would love one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Went to Trader Joe's and Ollie's. And Ollie's always has the best books. Ugh, I was really hoping I was going to find the Daniel Fast book there just because, but I did find the Pray the Daniel prayer. It's like a whole book. I don't know, I want to read it, we'll find out, but yeah, so I found that, and I found a couple other things, and I was like, no junk, no snacks. I like literally stared at these s'mores like bars. They're like kids oatmeal bars, and I was like, I can have that. And then I was like, no, I can't. And so I didn't get it. And I was like, but it's $1.59 and it hasn't expired. I'm like, I can't eat it. I want to try it so bad. Ugh. Then I don't eat it. And then I'm like, oh, well, I feel fine. I feel great because I didn't binge eat a bunch of candy and junk. If I go to Trader Joe's or anywhere, I'm like, what healthy-ish snacks and cookies and brownies / not healthy snacks, cookies and brownies am I gonna get and devour? I did get some Peruvian corn nut things. They were big and they were crunchy and they were salty. I'm not a huge fan of. I guess my sodium too high, but they were super good. I'm not gonna lie, and they agreed with me. Like, I didn't swell up. I'm gonna venture to popcorn. Usually I swell up with popcorn, but we're gonna try it because I need some snacks. Like, I need snacks, not a binge eat. Like, I need to eat and then like wait a little bit and have a little bit of a snack, so I'm not like just eating for a solid hour and then full for 8 hours. Like, I don't feel good either way, so I'm trying to do it right. So it's just been kind of hard incorporating in like the meals. Like, I got the meals I want to make, and then like, so I made all that quinoa, and then I was like, wow, I actually have a lot left and I'm really full now when I eat. And so yeah, I don't know, I'm working on it. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I want to do it every year, and I'm like super excited because I'm like, Lord, like, the husband that you have, whenever you have him, like, this is gonna be a thing we incorporate in. Excuse me, like, I want to do this every year. And then in the Bible it was talking about like a march that for 7 days you don't eat anything with yeast, and I was like, yeah, like, why not? Like, yeast contributes to a whole bunch of issues. Like, I'll cut it out for 7 days. Like, let's do that fast too. So really getting excited that I started this because I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I didn't have the right understanding. Things just weren't lined up yet. And so they were to start that Monday. And I did. And now I'm into it. And like I said, I don't know, like, witnessing myself not binge eat or resist junk and sugary food, I'm like, who are you? But I'm so proud of you. Like, oh, so yeah, I highly recommend it. I mean, a lot of nutritionists and stuff like that. I mean, it's one of those things like it's a word of mouth fast, and nutritionists and stuff like are going to be like, now come to me and talk to me because like we need to, it's a particular balance and your hormones are off and blah blah. Well, your hormones are off probably because you binge eat or you eat sugar or you eat carbs or I mean, the thing is cutting out all of those things, your processed foods, your meats, your dairies, your cheeses, your sugars, your crap, your body's gonna feel better because it's not eating the things that are making it sick. Yeah, you might have a couple days of a detox because when you kill off that candida, it releases a toxin. But aside from that, like in a couple days, you're going to have so much energy and you're going to feel great. And you're going to be like, oh, like it's just as simple as cutting out crap from my diet. I didn't need to spend hundreds of dollars for somebody to tell me to do that. It is literally in the Bible. It's like Daniel 12. I wrote it down. I don't know. Ugh. I don't know. Look it up. Just Google Daniel fast. You'll find it. Daniel 1:12. I put fast next to it because I also did verses that line up with God's word about my life. And so when I went through Genesis, so it talks about food, Genesis 1:29, Genesis 43:11. So it talks about food. Genesis 12:7 talks about my future. 6:28 through 22 talks about finances. Genesis 2:3, 15 verse 1, 49:25 talk about my life. Genesis 6:22-3, trust him. My future husband and death. So I have my health, food, who he says I am, my future, my finances, my home, my life, trusting him, my future husband, and death. And so like you don't have to put death if you're scared to talk about it, but this was really cool. And so as I'm going through the chapters in the Bible, I'm writing down where God says like this is his truth. And so I had been reading this like 4-page like affirmation over my life of what I want in a man, what I want in my future. And I'm like, if I'm going to speak something, I'm going to speak truth over my life. So I'm going to speak these verses and be like, Lord, your word is truth. You say I can eat almonds. This is what your people ate. I'm going to eat almonds and I'm not going to get sick because your word is truth. And so you stand firm on that. And so you speak these verses over your life because they're truth. You can't just, it's in there. It's not, it's not a lie. It's not, some cliche. It's not, whatever. If you see a quote and it's backed up by a Bible verse, look it up, confirm it, speak it over your life. But when it's just a person saying something about life, like that's not like, it doesn't pertain to everybody. Like the Bible does. Like it's living. Like it fits with now. It fits with the situations now that you're dealing with. And that's what people don't understand. Like it's an old book, yeah, but it's a living book. Like it fits. There's something for everything you're going through. The answers are in there. Like speak his truth. So now my affirmations are going to be his word over my health, my life, my finances, my husband, my whatever. And those are the truths that I'm going to be speaking over my life. So I decided to completely revamp my daily prayers and start praying the things that, he says. So it's like I said, it's been a journey, but like really asking him how he wants me to do this fast. And like I said, he's really been revealing to me like, okay, like you want to know what to eat? Read it in my book. You want to know how to do this fast? Read it in my book. You want to know what I say about your finances? Which also, a friend in my program said that he got some words for people during chapel, and he said that my word from God is financial peace, which praise Jesus, because I have 3 credit cards that are maxed out. They closed one on me, and it was a blessing because now I'm on a payment plan for $22 instead of $40 monthly payment. I get people like, aren't you on unemployment? Yeah, okay. So the amount I was getting was like leaving me $350 short for rent. My bills are like $1,800 a month. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just trying to make sure my car doesn't get taken and because I want a cell phone, because I want to listen to music and sure, cut it off. If I can just have Wi-Fi, sweet, I could just do that. But like, some things you want to have gas, you want to have some food, like, so I get it, but like I'm ready to go back to work. Like I'm not afraid to work for my money. Like that's not an issue. Like I will go back to work. It's just God called me to my job and I love my job. And I want to go back to work. So thankfully we will soon. And it's just I had to rack up some credit cards so I didn't get behind on some things. And so the fact that God told me I was going to have financial peace, like that is amazing. Cuz like in the morning after I did my journals, I started reading this book about my finances and getting out of debt and like seeking God through it, and I was just like, awesome. And then I got that word, and then he answered all my other questions, and I'm like, like for a while it just seemed like things were stagnant and I wasn't hearing from him because like I wasn't in his word. I wasn't listening to Christian music. I was, drinking, whatever. Like I will be 2 months sober. February 6th. Like I know it's only 2 months, but like that's another thing. Like when everybody else drinks and I got a big bottle of tequila for Christmas. Like what am I supposed to do with that? Like wait till I can find somebody else to give it to as a gift because I'm trying to be sober. Like I don't want to do that. Like I haven't smoked and like I don't know, like I'm not missing out, and like realizing I'm not missing out like is great, and nothing's hindering my body. I've already got things hindering my body. So that's it. Another almost hour of me talking. No wonder I have dry mouth. And so yeah, I don't know. I just encourage you, if you've been having health issues, if you look into it, just type in the Daniel fast and just see, or Dr. Axe Daniel fast video on YouTube is super informative. And then he has this super cool diet plan with it. You'll find a lot of diet plans, but what's really cool is if like Daniel fast testimonials like on YouTube and really get people's personal experiences about it. I think that can help persuade you. And then, like I said, realizing like you don't have to do it alone. Like if you write it all out, get it all out, tell them, where you trust them, where you don't, what you want to surrender and what you want to do with this, and just lay it all at his feet and allow like, and then like trust, right? We surrender it and then we trust that he's going to help us. And then it's amazing how, like I said, all of a sudden I'm resisting it. And I have never been able to do that. So, it's just great. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I'm only 3 days in. I will update again, I don't know when, probably a few days, maybe a week. But I have my Keep a Fork in the Car Instagram page where I have been kind of putting some of my recipes, or I also have like my Heal with Holistic Instagram page where I've been speaking more about the Daniel fast. I just want people to be aware, like you can make changes. Like you don't have to believe that you can't, because you can, because we don't have the strength and ability to like just do things on our own. Like we fail, like I fail, like I mess up constantly, but like with God's help, like anything is possible. So just remember that. And you are loved, you are worth it. It seems like it's going to be hard. The devil's going to tell you it's not worth it. The devil's going to tell you can't. Just tell him to shut up and tell him that in the mighty name of Jesus he must flee, and tell him to get the hell out. And sucks to be him. Not you, because you have the favor of the Lord. So remember, always seek him and just praise and worship him. All praise and glory and honor to God. So all right, I love you guys. God bless you. Hopefully this video doesn't pick up on another stupid cut of my face where I look like an idiot, and that's the cover photo. So I try in the beginning to sit really pretty for a second, and then every time it's like that'll be the image it gets. So all right guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, do some research and see, and I would love to hear if this is something you're going to venture to. So all right, love you guys. God bless.